Welcome to this video, and today we're going to be showing you how to create a really simple logo using Drawplus X4. First thing we need to do is when we get to this this sort of wizard is to start a new drawing. Okay, don't worry too much about the size and all this sort of stuff at the moment. Just choose something, it doesn't really matter, because we're going to customize the size of the actual logo. So we've got our drawing area here, and in here we can customize the size. Now we actually want the size to be 300 by 200 pixels, and it's got centimeters here. If it hasn't got centimeters, then ignore the next sort of 30 seconds. Well, what we do to get this centimeter, we just need to go to the options, so tools, options, okay, and go to display, okay, and just switch that over to pixels. Okay, it's just an easier way. In the drawing technology, pixels are used more than anything else. Okay, so let's go to pixels. So let's go back to custom, and I would suggest that you do your particular logo 300. Do it how much we want to, but I would do it 300 by 200. Okay, so that's 300 pixels wide. So it's a dot, a pixel, a dot on the monitor wide by 200 deep. So it's going to look like this. Now, it's not going to be this sort of size. If we notice, it's zoomed up to 263%. So if we put it down to normal, which is sort of 100%, it's going to be roughly that size, which is quite a good size. Depending on what you want to do, it'd be sort of quite a small file size, download time if you're on a web or put it on an internet site, or so on. It depends what you're doing. So let's just zoom that back up. So now we've got our drawing area here, and I just want to sort of go through some of the tools. Over here, you will have sort of a color wheel, okay, and when you're clicking on an object, a shape or text, you can sort of spin this around and change the color. That's the border, so that bit means the border of the line. That's the inside of it. Okay, opacity is if you want to make things sort of go a bit sort of see-through. We can also, we've got a line, we can make it different shapes. There's lots of standard sort of drawing tools that you expect in things like Photoshop and so on. We can make line sizes here. Just basic colours. We've got brushes, effects, layers, galleries. We can add in like an image from the gallery, whatever you want, depending on what you're doing. Again, there's different sorts of things here. You can bring things off the internet, copy and paste things from the internet here. We can also, here we've got sort of standard pointer tools, got pencils, pen, straight lines. We've got shapes, so we can draw a shape. Okay. We've got text here. Just have a play around with these to see what they do. We've also got this insert pictures, sample color scenario, fill tools, and so on. So what I want to do is I want to create a logo, and this logo is going to have a sort of ready background. Okay, so what I'm going to do to get my background sorted is I'm just going to draw a background square, and I want to get, what do I want? So I said a red, didn't I? Do I want a black outline? No. So let's go to the color. So this one is going to be white. Okay, so the line color is going to be white. Okay, so that's going to be white. Let's not select it. Hang on. Always make sure you select things. So there we go, and the inside of it, I want it to be red. Okay, not. So we just go Control Z, you go back. So I want the inside to be red. There we go. So that is going to be my background. Okay, background to my logo. All right. There you go, and you can just make it go over a little bit. It doesn't really matter. But what I would suggest you do is, before you start, is adding things is just take that background over there so you can work with it later. Okay, we want the text. Now the text, I'm going to keep it very simple, which is going to be my logo. It could be a business name, it could be the name of a band or an artist or a website, but for this purposes it's my logo name is called my logo, just for these demonstration purposes. So we've got our text here. What can we do with the text? Well, we know we can do colouring up here. We talked a bit about that. What else could you do with that text to make it a little bit more exciting? Well, first things, up here we've got the ability to make it go in all sorts of weird and wonderful shapes and paths. Okay, again, depends what you're designing, what you're thinking of. So we've got that. That's one thing. The next thing is if you want to change the sort of the font of it, highlight it, go up here. We've got loads of fonts to play with. You get a preview just up here. There we go. My logo, interesting logo. We've also got all sorts of things. We've got sizes, bold, underline, whatever. Okay, some interesting tools down here. We've got the ability to put something like an envelope tool. And if you highlight that, you can then stretch it in different directions. Okay, so you might want to do that. Doesn't look particularly good, to be honest with you. That even looks even worse. But you got to be careful what you do. But again, if you do, you want to undo something, just go Control Z, okay, or Control Y to redo something. So that's the envelope tool there. Again, select that again. We've also got perspective tools as well, where we can change the perspective again, you know, like a sort of train sort of thing. Looks quite neat. Okay, play around with that as well. And we've also got a roughen tool as well, where if we just keep shaking it, you see it goes rough like that. Quite neat again. Again, depends what you want. We've also got the ability to make it 3D if you want it to. Go 3D, and that looks really awful. That's really bad, isn't it? Undo that. Not something we'll probably be doing. That, but you can. Some of the objects look better. We can also, if we put on FX, we can also get lots of drop shadows, inner glows, outer glows on text, bevel and emboss, and just play around with these. It's up to you to have a, you know, a play around with them, so you can, yeah, put outlines on things, outer glows. So let's have a look at that. We can put, let's say, we want a red outer glow on that text. Can you see that in the background? There we go. And again, you can play around that to your heart's content. So that's my logo there. And what I'm actually deciding to do, I'm going to put on a bit of an envelope thing going on here. And I'm going to have that go like that. Okay, very simple. And I'm also going to have a shape in here. I'm going to have an arrow. If I can find one, there we go, there's an arrow, and I'm going to have this, and if you go to the corner of an object, you can just spin it around like that. Okay, there we go. I'm going to make it orange. Okay, you can send things to the back as well, so if you go right click, order objects, send to back, okay, and you can send that to, this is just my design, sort of making up as we go. And on that one I'm going to have a black outline, so I need to go over here. At the moment it's white, I want black, there we go. I want a bit thicker. Okay, so let's go to the thickness of that line. It's a bit too thick. There we go, playing around with that. I might bring the whole thing over here a little bit. Make that a little bit bigger. Like that. Then I'm going to bring my red back. Again, you probably fiddle with this a good 10-15 minutes to decide what you want to do. Okay. And send this background to the right to the back. There we go. Okay. Might make this a little bit deeper. Okay. Play around with that. So that is my logo. Is it very exciting? No. Is it revolutionary? No. But what I've shown you is some of the features and how to do things. You obviously can play around with it. One note about using things from the internet: you don't get some of the same functionality as you might with the shapes. You bring an image in. Also, don't create simple logos using simple colours. 2 or 3 colours maximum on a logo. And when you finish with that, okay, we need to make it into a logo that we can use. So we go File, Export as Image, and as you can see, that's what we want to do. I would suggest you do a JPEG, okay, and then we want to export that, okay, and I'm going to put that, I'm going to call it my logo, okay, press save, and what that does, it converts it, brings it all together, publishes it as JPEG. If we go into something like Word, I'm going to go and insert that, so insert picture because it is a picture. Okay, and we're going to go to Pictures and my logo, insert that, there we go, there is my logo. Okay, and it will resize because it is a vector image. Okay, and you can resize it there, and that will be a document, and that could be also as a on a website. Okay, so if we go into our pictures and open that, we can see it's quite small, 17 KB, tiny little file. We can open that and see that little file there. Okay, and that really is how to create a logo using Drawplus, and I'll show you how to export it and use some of the simple features, and I hope you get on alright with that. Good luck.